Welcome to Shenkman Education. My name is Marty Shenkman. This is a video clip on an interesting new concept of trying to protect LGBTQ rights in estate planning. We're living at a time where laws are being changed and there's a lot of uncertainty. And even without the current legal uncertainty, all sorts of issues can arise in planning for LGBTQ heirs and loved ones. Here's a concept, and I want to explain it so you can get it, and you do need to talk to a lawyer about it. This is not something you get in an online website. So I'm going to explain how to meld two different concepts together and how it can provide really, I think, unique and valuable protection for many in the community. First, there's a concept called a trust protector. It's become fairly common in more sophisticated, high dollar value, irrevocable trusts. It's been used for many decades longer in overseas foreign asset protection trusts. The same concept can be applied in a unique manner to protect LGBTQ heirs, loved ones in your estate planning documents. And for the reasons I said a minute ago, I think it's very important that this be done generally, but I think it's very important to be done in particular, given some of the legal uncertainty of what might occur. So a trust protector can make certain specified modifications or decisions in a trust. The power of this position, and you have to check state law, I think you're going to want to have, you really have to have this person act in a non-fiduciary capacity. A trustee is a fiduciary. They have duties of loyalty to the beneficiaries and so on. You need a person to be able to act in a non-fiduciary capacity, because then they can do some of the things we're going to talk about in a minute. So you want to appoint a trust protector, but in a unique application of the role of the trust protector to address issues that are unique to the community. And we'll talk about some in a minute. Second, independent concept, and we're going to meld them, to join them together to get the effect that I think is desired, the precaution, the safety that's desired. The second concept is called a limited power of appointment. Some lawyers use abbreviations because they can't help themselves. LPOA, it's a limited power of appointment. What's a power of appointment? My Uncle Joe set up a trust. He made me the beneficiary, and I, in my will, can designate who gets the assets after me. Often, this concept of limited, it has tax and asset protection, creditor protection ramifications, has to be limited to, I can appoint to anyone in the world, but not to my estate, my creditors of my estate, or myself. That's a limited power. So by giving me that power, it doesn't cause inclusion in my estate. My creditors can't reach it, but it gives me really broad authority to direct where those assets go. So those are two concepts. How do we mold these together, mesh these together to provide a unique protection from legal issues that may face members of the community in an estate plan? If I appoint a specific trust protector, not with the general trust protector powers of changing trustees, removing and replacing trustees, changing situs and governing law, but powers to interpret language in the document. Right now, artificial reproductive technologies, it's evolving all the time. Surrogacy and the laws and the rules about surrogacy are evolving. How do you define who is a child? There may be a person who, to you, in every meaningful, emotional, personal sense of the word, is treated as a child, but legally, because of technicalities of how something's written or how a state law may be changed, may not qualify as your child or descendant. And that could dramatically affect what or if they can inherit. So the concept is, if you give a trust protector special powers to address that kind of issue and others, and a limited power to appoint assets to people that could benefit, like someone who you are treating like a child who may not qualify as a child, that can address a lot of the ambiguities and issues and provide an extra safeguard. Yes, the ideal way to do it is to revise all your documents and say, Jane or John, whoever it is my child and should be treated as my child, regardless of whether they are my child. You can do that. However, you can't foresee every eventuality. What if you become incapacitated and don't change? What if the law changes and you don't remember or know to change your documents? So this is sort of a fail-safe or safeguard to protect or backstop these issues. If somebody wants a dead name removed from a document, you could give the trust protector the right, the authority, coupled with the limited power to appoint the trust to a new trust and have the dead name removed and replaced with the appropriate current name. So there's a myriad of different issues that could be addressed with this additional unique power that's really never been used before. I think it's something worth thinking about, especially in the environment we're in now. I hope it gives you some food for thought, and you can enumerate more powers as well. So for example, somebody a parent drafts a will leaving to their son John their gold watch or a lot of money, and John transitions, is now Jane. What happens to that bequest? Does it fail? It's the same person. Not clear, and frankly, depending on what state law is, it may fail. But this technique that I'm giving you can solve the problem, and it can adjust it so that there is no issue. So again, combining the legal concepts that have been used in different applications of a trust protector and a limited power of appointment, combining them to address the unique issues of the community can be something that will safeguard your estate plan, your inheritance plans, who can inherit, and protect your loved ones. Consider it, talk to an attorney. It's not to be done on your own or online. Thank you for joining me. Please keep in mind that any of the information on the video is for educational purposes only. Don't take any legal action without appropriate professional guidance. For more information, see shenkmaneducation.com. Thank you.